So let us solve some examples to illustrate the expressions we derive for the unsymmetrical fault. Example number 1, the reactance data for the power system shown in per unit on a common base are as follows. So these are the given for the positive, negative, and zero sequence impedance for the generators 1 and 2, for transformers 1 and 2, and for line 1, 2. So obtain the Thevenin sequence impedances for the fault at bus 1 and compute the fault current in per unit for the following faults. For letter A, a bolted single line to ground at bus 1, a bolted line to line fault at bus 1, and a bolted line to ground fault at bus 1. So we are asked to find for the single line to ground fault, line to line, and double line to ground at bus 1. So it is a bolted fault, meaning default impedance at bus 1 ZF is equals to 0. So let us consider first the positive sequence impedance of the network. For the generator, the value is 0.1 for G1 and for G2. Then for T1, the value is 0.25, for T2 is 0.25, and for the line, that is J0.3. And then we connect the generator to the reference here, to the neutral. And then we determine the Thevenin sequence impedance for the positive sequence from bus 1 to the reference points. No? So these two reference points are connected together. So from here, we can see that J0.1 and J0.25 are in series, and these three, J0.3, J0.25, and J0.1 are also in series. So the value of this one is 0.35. This 3 is 0.65. So their series combination the combination of these two and these three are in parallel with respect to bus 1 and the reference point here. So the positive sequence impedance at bus 1 is equals to J0.35 multiplied by J0.65 divided by J0.35 plus J0.65. So that is equals to J0.2275. For the negative sequence impedance, so we can see here the positive sequence values are equal to the negative sequence values. So therefore, the negative sequence impedance is also equal to the value of the positive sequence impedance. So let us now consider the zero sequence impedance. For the zero sequence impedance, we have to consider these alteration rules. If the component is grounded Y or the connection is grounded Y, there's no alteration. For the connection Y, or if the connection is Y, we replace that into an open circuit, the connection. And then for a delta, we replace the connection into an open circuit, and then we short circuit that connection to the reference bus. So to illustrate these assumptions, let us consider the given. So for a generator, it is grounded Y. So there is no alteration. So for T1, the primary side is delta. So we will consider this alteration. And the secondary side is grounded Y. So there is no alteration for the secondary side. As well as T2, it is similar to T1, and G2, it is a grounded Y, so there will be no alteration. So to illustrate this, so let's substitute the given values for the zero sequence impedance of this system here. So generator is grounded Y, so it is still connected to the reference 0 and bus 3. Now for T1, the primary side is delta, so we open circuit it, the connection here. We open circuit here using this one, and then we short circuit. First we open circuit, and then we short circuit the terminal to the reference. Short circuit here to the reference, this one. And for T2, the same. For T1, first for T1 first. So the delta, we considered open circuit here and then short circuit to the reference bus. And then for the secondary side, it is grounded Y. So there is no alteration. It is still connected to bus 1. And then for T2, the secondary side is Y grounded or grounded Y. So there's no alteration here. It is still short circuited to T2, bus 2. And then the primary side is delta. So we open circuit here, at these terminals of T2. And then we short circuit the terminal to the reference. So now our effective circuit for the zero sequence network is this. So the series combination of J0.5 and J0.25 is in parallel with J0.25 with respect to bus 1 and the reference. So 0.5 plus 0.25, that is 0.75. And then we determine the parallel combination to J0.25. So for the zero sequence impedance, the value is on the Thevenin equivalent value is J0.1875. So now we have the values for the Thevenin equivalent sequence impedance for the positive, negative, and zero sequence. We can now solve for the unsymmetrical fault. For a single line to ground, the fault current IA or IF is equals to 3 multiplied by the zero sequence current. So this is the equation for the zero sequence current. And then we multiply this by 3 to determine IF. And this is the zero sequence single line to ground fault network connection. So substituting the values of Z1, Z2, and Z0 to the equation, and EA would be 1 angle 0. For default current, and ZF is 0. So default current is negative J, 4.67 per unit, or the magnitude of default current is 4.67 per unit. For the line-to-line fault at bus 1, default current is given by this equation. Negative J square root of 3 multiplied by the positive sequence current. And this is the expression for the positive sequence current. So we multiply this by negative J square root of 3 to determine IF. And this is the sequence network for a line-to-line fault. So substituting the values of Z1, Z2, and ZF. So ZF is 0. So the line-to-line fault is equals to negative 3.81 per unit, or the magnitude for the line-to-line fault is equals to 3.81 per unit. For the double line to ground fault, so the value is IF is equals to 3 IO, and our expression for IO is given by this equation. So we have to determine first the value of I1, and I1 from our derivation, it has this expression. So ZF is equal to 0 for a bolted fault, and this is the sequence network for the derivation. We solve first for I1. We substitute the values of the sequence impedances. And the value for I1 is negative J 3.03 per unit. And we use this value to solve for I0. I0. So EA, that is 1 angle 0. And then the value of I1, Z1, and Z0. ZF is 0. So that this is plus 3 multiplied by 0, or simply J 0.185. So I sub O is equals to J 1.66 per unit. Then we multiply this by 3. So that is 4.98. J 4.98 per unit, or the magnitude is 4.98 per unit for the double line to ground fault. So among these three, the highest fault current occurs when a double line to ground fault happens. Then for comparison purposes, for a three-phase fault, I3-phase fault, the short circuit current for the three-phase fault is 1 over J 0.2275. This value here, for a three-phase fault, and that is approximately the magnitude is 4.3. 4.3 something, so in comparison to the double line to ground fault, So the three-phase fault is lesser compared to the double line to ground and the single line to ground fault. The single line to ground fault is 4.67. So it is higher compared to the three-phase fault. So in not all, I mean, so for the short circuit current, it is not always the three-phase fault that has the highest value. So from this illustration, the double line to ground fault gives the highest value of fault. Sample number 2, a generator having a solidly grounded neutral, so this one, and rated 50 MVA, 30 kV, has positive, negative, and zero sequence reactances of 25, 15, and 5% respectively. So what reactance must be placed in the generator neutral to limit the fault current for a voltage line to ground fault to that for a voltage three-phase fault? So we are asked to find the value of the generator neutral, or ZN, this one, so that the line to ground fault is equal to the three-phase fault. First, we solve for the three-phase fault. So IF EA over Z1, or ISC, is equals to EA over Z1, or ISC is equals to 1 over Z1, the positive sequence impedance. So that is 1 angle 0 over J, 0.25. So that is negative J4 per unit for a three-phase fault. So now let's consider the single line to ground fault. IF is equals to 3 EA all over Z1 plus Z2 plus Z0 plus 3ZF. So now, from our assumptions, during the derivation of the unsymmetrical faults, the generator neutral, it is represented in the zero sequence impedances as 3ZN. So the grounding impedance is reflected in the zero sequence network as 3ZN. So we will add here from the zero sequence network plus 3ZN. No? So when we use this formula here, so we substitute the given 3 multiplied by 1 angle 0, and then J 0.25 for Z1 and J 0.15 for Z2. And then for the zero sequence network, that is J 0.05 plus the grounding impedance, no, plus 3ZN. So the grounding impedance plus 3ZN would be part of the zero sequence impedance. And the value for IF is equals to the value of the three-phase fault, negative J4. So we substitute it here, and then we solve for ZN. So solving for ZN, the value is J 0.1 per unit. So we determine first the base impedance to determine the reactance of Zn. This is the magnitude of Zn, 0.1 per unit. And the base impedance, that is 30 squared divided by 50. So that's 18. And then we calculate for Zn, that is 0.1 multiplied by 18. So Zn has a reactance of 1.8 ohms. So that's the end for our example for unsymmetrical fault. Thank you and God bless.